Pete called me up and we ended up having a meeting, and he goes, okay, look, we're opening the game up, we're looking at the design doc, and we want to, change some things, make some things better, and we're gonna have about 30 to 40 roles, and I want name talent in every single one of them.
You moving in on Miami?
This man is crazy.
Scarface can't just be what everybody else is doing. It has to be something beyond that. The decision was made early on that we want to cast all of, even some of the minor parts, with name talent, and that talent that's really good and fit the part, most importantly. Not looking just to cast a bunch of names to cast a bunch of names.
Say hello
to my little friend.
All those characters work for the game and make the gameplay experience better for the player.
We work with the casting director, and basically we bring all the designers in and the producers, and everyone kind of just brainstorms, picks out names we think would be good for those roles. And then we narrow it down, and then it's basically it's just the people we really want, and if they're into Scarface, and a lot of people are and were,
Come on in and see what we do.
then they're more than willing to sign up for something like that.
Get away from me, you hairy back little monkey.
No, when I got the call to do this, it was such a thrill. I would have done it for free. I kept saying I would have done it for free. And they haven't paid me yet, so I think they might not pay me after saying that, which is cool too, but it's all good.
We view the game from a worldwide basis. We want fans of, the game in Spain or England, wherever, all over the world, that they have characters in the game that sort of are local celebrity talent that they identify with. Like Ricky Gervais is, from the UK.
There's a job going at Mickey D's. I can put a word in for you. If you fuck off.
Obviously, we wanted him to come in and do a kind of a badass kind of character. He took it into a direction which was it worked really well.
Maybe try one that. What the fuck are you doing?
No, I'm not going to say that. It's rude. I play a drug contact who thinks he's tough, thinks he knows the score, swears a lot. Fuck off. I made him sort of like a bloke who came from Reading but has lived in London for a while. That's the accent I was trying to do. And I think I pulled it off. And this is a training video for schools, yeah?
I think we really tapped into the humour as well with people like Ricky. James Woods is another example of someone who was great at just taking what we'd had on paper and really kind of bringing it to life.
I don't care about anything about you except your cup size. One of the things I love to do in these games, because I always laugh when they put a little funny stuff in, even the way the sounds they make when some guy dies in a thing, whoa, I just love that stuff. So he has a lot of reactions when things happen to him, and I like to be able to slide a little humor into these games, because I think people really appreciate them. If you're wanting free legal advice, how about a little head?
Robert Loggia signed on, and Stephen Bauer, and the chainsaw guy. Oh my God, that's huge.
The material that we did today, I find it quite intriguing. The dialogue was amusing, trenchant, the ability to use the four-letter word like in Scarface, where the F word was used over 200 times.
What the fuck?
Didn't your mama teach you any fucking manners? It's whiter than my fucking hick brother.
Fucking loser.
It isn't like some cleaned-up version of something where it becomes antiseptic almost. Actually, it brought back feelings of nostalgia and happiness in spending the day with you this way.
Don't get high on your own supply.
We pick up the film at a point where Manny's already dead, so we're not going to change that fiction. But we love Stephen Bauer, and we really wanted to get him in the game, so we simply brought Stephen Bauer back to play another part, because we felt like if we're going to do Scarface, you got to go get the rest of the cast.
They're two different characters with different needs and purposes. One is a Sandman, who's kind of a cool entrepreneur, should I call him.
Old Sosa thought he ran me out, but I was waiting for someone to take the fight to.
And then there's Alfonso Diaz, who's really kind of a nasty-spirited Colombian punk who probably believes that he's a better man than Tony. And
Hey, Daddy, I fucked your sister!
Tony just got lucky. He got all the breaks.
Hello. Rob.
Worked with Eric Weiss, who was the guy who, behind all of this great cast we have. He's really the father of that cast because he put it all together. He was the one who ground the legwork out to get all of these people. It's the second time he's just hit it out of the park with us for casting. I think there's a lot of really great performances.
Yo, think about what you're fucking doing.
Jason Mewes was one of those people who really, really wanted to put in a game. And actually, a buddy of mine and I had met him briefly leaving an Angels game like 2-3 years ago, and I actually handed him my card.
Now back up!
When I met Pete, I was with my friend Brian at the time, and I was telling him about it. I was like, man, I wish I didn't lose that guy's card. And then my agent called me. Now back to guy! I'm stoked about doing the voice.
I think the women play a big role in Tony's attitude. He loves the ladies, and if we're going to make a game that captures Tony Montana, you have to capture that aspect of his character. And I think we do that in some unique ways.
With the right woman, there's no stopping me.
We have 5 characters in the game who are femme fatales, each cast by a really, really beautiful actress or model. You can find them in the game and then basically through a series of processes bring them back to the mansion and have them come live with you.
You want to fuck with me? A little J-Lo mixed with maybe some Jamie Presley from My Name is Earl, whatever that show is, real trailer trash, and Hoochie Girl, got a big ass. I think she's got a good ass.
I don't know. Why don't you ask your dead mother?
Jillian Barberie just loves Scarface so much, and she loves to talk about it. It's a big reason why she's in the game.
Of course, my first thought was Diane. Who the hell was Diane? I'm playing Diane. I remember Diane. So of course it's, after Tony comes back, which, I was thrilled to be part of. Are you kidding? Thrilled. I hope she's hot, though.
I have seen fucking chihuahuas with more balls than that.
One of the other guys we recorded for this game was Lemmy, and he's kind of a unique character. We wanted to use someone like this in the role of the gun vendor.
You need something, Montana? I hook you up.
Everyone's really different. Like, you take someone like Oliver Platt. Oliver Platt comes in here, he knows exactly what he wants to do. He's very clear on what he's doing. And he kind of comes in and he does it and he moves on.
There's the little tiny supplier, there's the medium supplier, there's the large supplier, then there's the big supplier. That's me, I'm the big supplier.
This tongue's like a great big pussy.
Just waiting to get fucked.
Another one of the guys we recorded was Jay Moore, who's a pretty well-known comedian in the US. He's just a great performer and a great improviser and has a ton of different voices he can do.
Well, you better hurry. The Chinese chick is driving.
There's a character, Logan, I play, who's the seen-it-all, old-school type of mechanic. Killed quite a few men, mostly probably with his bare hands, I would have guessed, back in the service when he learned to rip the bottom jaws off of Dobermans from behind silently. Those Recon Delta guys. He's a southern guy down in Miami trying to sort of make an honest living, but he'll do what he can on the side. That's Logan. And Logan kind of sounds like this. I may not be going to heaven, but I know there's a special hell down there for kid killers. That's Logan. I'll do a little dance. And then the other guy is Boca.
Hey, how's it going? You gonna stand there all day? Huh? Who's your daddy?
Jimmy Boca is the kind of tweaky, maybe a little too much speed, cocaine, or other, upper, too much coffee guy.
You strapped? Huh? You carry? You wired?
And he's more like a New York, he's kind of out of it, crazy guy like this, like, hey, who's your daddy? Who's your daddy? Like that. So Jimmy Boca's like the drug supplier, and Logan's the mechanic that works with Tony Montana, and they align themselves to fight the good fight.
Guns? We don't need no stinking guns.
Cheech Marin, Tommy Chong, Tommy Lee, on and on through the cast is just a wonderful reflection on the popularity that the Scarface character has in popular culture today.
I love it. I love my character. It was quite a stretch, for me. I'm really not used to playing a drugged-out hippie.
Hey, let's go smoke some shit, man.
I'm just typecast. I just can't help it. Excuse me, sir. Can you tell me... Ooh.
I'm ready to expand your empire.
Tommy Lee in particular was just such a guy. He's just a funny guy. Just totally just into having a good time. Totally into just making this thing work.
Sex, drugs, and rock and roll. Tony, you're the man.
It was really enjoyable, watching him work.
One of the things that we needed to do for Tony was really sort of fill this world of Miami with, all the villains from the film. And people are like, well, all the villains, I remember Sosa, and then I remember, Frank Lopez. But, who else? And, I think there are other characters mentioned in the film, for instance, when Frank Lopez and Tony are sitting in the Babylon Club and Frank is sort of pointing out all the other, gangsters in Miami, whether it be Nacho Contreras or the fucking Diaz brothers or Gaspar Gomez.
Montana's been a fly on our shit ever since you sent your hit squad to Miami.
All those characters now come and play a big role in the game as crime bosses for one of the local areas of Miami.
Oh, I'm sorry, Montana. I didn't get your fucking memo. Gaspar is great. I mean, he's an evil guy, man. I don't usually get a chance to be so evil, so it's really nice to let that out and say all the cuss words you always wanted to say in your life. You still fucked up on your own supply?
Max Vandenberg is mysterious.
The Diaz brothers send their regards.
And he's hired by the Diaz brothers to
to come after Tony Montana. It was very, very satisfying in a way because I said a lot of things to Tony Montana that I'd probably like to say to my agent.
You're finished now!
It was a cathartic experience for me to play him.
Cool. That's all good stuff. Moving on.
He's the main boss's guard, and he's a bit of a tough guy. So if you want to do any dealings with the boss, you got to go through me first.
You're interfering with my concentration. If you're a bad guy or if you're a boss, you got to command respect, and you can't let people step on you. So my character in the game is all about respect. You either respect them or things are going to happen a bad way. So I can relate.
Ready?
I might fire you instead of shoot you, but I can understand. You have to do it a certain way or you have repercussions.
Anytime I can work with IT and work with some other people, you told me is on his game, Anthony Anderson. He's from Compton.
Oh, mama, I got worried! I don't know what that one means, y'all. Oh, mama, I got worried. I don't think a black man would say that.
Michael Rappaport, I'm a big fan of his. There's no game gonna be bigger than this.
He loves to talk smack because he knows he really at the end of the day doesn't have the power behind him.
Okay, you outgunned and outsmarted, cocksucker. Now, can I say cocksucker? I play a small supplier. He's a bit of an arrogant wannabe. He's really not the big guy. He's not Tony Montana, nowhere close to being that. But he has a little power. He has a little influence. Somebody kill this bitch! And he exercises that or exerts that on people. Why is everyone always shooting at me?
One of the characters I play is sort of a small-time drug dealer who gets mixed up with Tony Montana and attempts to betray him. And then my other character is a corrupt cop, a cop and a drug dealer. Both ends of the spectrum, I guess, or maybe they aren't both ends of the spectrum at this point.
Officer needs assistance.
Cops make the best criminals and criminals make the best cops.
That's what you want, you're gonna get it.
Ideally, some of it have different morals. A cop walks into a room, he has a gun, and he wants some answers. Gangster walks in a room, he has a gun, and he wants some answers. And if either of them don't get their answers, they issue penalties. You dig? That's all it is. It's an easy transfer. So to me,
In this world,
It's my balls and my balls and my balls and my word.
I don't break them for no.
This is Tony's turn. Leave now.
She's hilarious with all of her snappy lines and attitude. It's so much fun to do that.
I loved Miss Venus, the fly girl, Guy Trapp. You apparently haven't met any of our fine local law enforcement. It wasn't a very big stretch for me. I, too, have been involved in several instances of drug trafficking and wild, illicit affairs with Cuban gangsters. So for me, I just drew from that Rolodex called my past. Fuck.
There's a lot of hotels in the game, and I'm one of the hotel owners. Tony comes in and wants to basically bully his way in. I won't give too much away, but you gotta decide, are you gonna work with him? And then Tony basically goes off, has to do a favor for the hotel owner, and he becomes partners with certain hotels.
You wanna fuck with me? This is a southern peach that has a hard pit, so you don't wanna really mess with her. At the same time, she's very genteel on the outside. Say hello to my little friend. There's something nice about the dimensions of that in the way the script progresses and gets revealed.
Look like you've done pretty well for yourself.
Well, this? Just climbing the corporate ladder. You know how it is. Jerry the Banker was a joy to do because he's so smooth. It was great to interface with, with Tony character, who's pretty wild.
Oh, the recording's excellent. Eric Weiss was able to find anybody on our wish list and make it happen. It's almost like we were doing an independent film because we were getting people to come in for much less than they normally would. Why? Because Scarface is a really, really big draw, and that really helps.
It didn't even matter if I had a name. I just wanted to be a part of the Yao Ming, you feel me?
Epic comes to mind.
This is Scarface. It don't get no bigger than that.
And that's a wrap.
Now get out my face.
All I have in this world is my balls and my word, and I don't break them for no one. Do you understand?
Tony Montana is somebody that I, and probably every actor, one way or another, every male actor I know, has Tony somewhere that they keep around when they pull out in all kinds of situations.
Next thing out of your mouth is gonna be your teeth, puto!
You're not just impersonating a Spanish actor, you're impersonating a guy from the Bronx doing a Spanish accent. So that becomes a whole, it's almost a double impression.
Say hello to
to my little friend! It's always a very physical performance, whether anyone ever sees the physicality or not. Certain ways that you speak affect the way that you move, or certain ways that you move affect the way that you speak. Fuck them all! The minute you start thinking of Tony, the chest has to come out, the shoulders go back, and there's a kind of swagger. And then that just inevitably becomes a vocal thing. Hey, you want a drink? It's almost a softness that's containing the explosion that is yet to come, you know? So if I talk to you like this, all of a sudden, I go, fuck you! It becomes, you know, you can go from huge to small because it's always, the fuse is always lit. It's just a question of when the fuck it goes off, you know? Holy shit! There's so many, Tony lines. You fucking cocksucker! But you gotta look in your eye like you haven't been fucked in a year. I piss in your face, how'd you like that? Fuck you! Scarface pressed a very specific button that I don't think any movie had ever really fully captured. And it was that the little guy with huge ambitions that would not be contained. And I think every one of us who's not necessarily well-known or famous is walking around and they want the world. And Tony's a guy who just immediately walks into the room as if he owns the joint, even when he's washing dishes in a little bodega. You know, I mean, that's the beauty of Tony. I'm Tony fucking Montana! Move that fucking camera out of my fucking face or you're gonna die. Do you understand?